I've completed the complete works of Keats. I didn't, excuse me, I didn't read all of the poems. There were a couple of epics in there that I didn't read because they were just so big and I couldn't fit them in this meditation. So I skipped those. I did read one or two, but for the most part, I skipped a few of those. But I did read all the little ones, like these. Um, I'm going to reread, and I'm going to give the book away. Josh is going to get this copy, so I'll send this to you, Josh, just as soon as I can get through and record a couple of these. So usually when I'm reading books, I have two colors to highlight. The pink are the vocabulary that I didn't know, that I have to look up after the fact. The pencil marks are my notes. And then the yellow indicates poems that really stood out to me. This one got a circle around it. I haven't read it since I read it. So I'm not practiced at it, and I don't know exactly what the poem is, but let's give it a read. Because I've spun off these little poetry readings. If I can capture a good one, I'll take the snippet and send it off to a new playlist on the YouTube channel for poetry reading. Here we go. John Keats' poem, O thou whose face hath felt the winter's wind. And it says here that there's a note here that it's a letter to J.H. Reynolds, 19th of February, 1818. And it looks like a quote here. I had no idea but of the morning, and the thrush said I was right, seeming to say. Not sure what that snippet means. And I did study that before, so I should, but I don't remember. Oh well, age 60. Here we go. And as so often with Keats, the first line is the same as the title. And there's a word here, Phoebos, here that I marked up that I didn't know, which is the Greece get more poetic art. Something about Phoebus. Oh, god of poetry and art. Phoebus. Okay, here we go. Hope I'm saying that right. O thou whose face hath felt the winter's wind, whose eye has seen the snow clouds hung in mist, and the black elm tops 'mong the freezing stars. To thee the spring will be a harvest time, O thou whose only book has been the light of supreme darkness which thou feddest on, night after night when Phoebus was away. To thee the spring shall be a triple morn. O fret not after knowledge, I have none. And yet my song comes native with the warmth. O fret not after knowledge, I have none. And yet the evening listens. He who saddens at thought of idleness cannot be idle, and he's awake who thinks himself asleep. Ah, I see it. I not only highlighted this one, I put a yellow circle around it. This one got me, and then I highlighted this last bit down at the bottom here. I'll read that part again. He who saddens at thought of idleness cannot be idle, and he's awake who thinks himself asleep. Good gosh. That is really good. So a person without recognizing necessarily their own talent or native capabilities, recognizing the spring, they're in the winter time of their creativity, but the spring will come, possibly. And then reinforcing themselves at the end there, he who saddens at the thought of idleness cannot be idle. So the very fact that you have that spark within you that pushes aside at idleness is your hope. That's your clasping. That's you're holding onto the edge, ready to pull yourself back up and over. And he's awake who thinks himself asleep. That's really good. Wow. Okay, I'm so glad I went back and tried to capture some of these sweet ones. That's a really good one.